With the first pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Andrew Wiggins from Toronto and the University of Kansas.
Andrew Wiggins, born on 23rd February 1995, is a player for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wiggins, he's now in his 6th season. He's starting to look like that player we saw in the first few years. He started off his career so strong, he looked like a potential all-star. Many people thought that. Then a few years later in his career, he got labelled as an overhyped bust. But now in his 6th season, he's playing some of the best basketball of the career he's ever played. Why did he struggle in the first place? We'll be getting back to that and much more in this video, so let's get into it. And just before we talk about it anymore, if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a subscription. I put time into these videos, so any support is hugely appreciated. That, and we're about to hit 400 subs soon, so that'd be pretty up if you could come, help your boy out. But without further ado, let's get into the video about Andrew Wiggins. So yeah, Andrew Wiggins, he was drafted with the first pick in the 2014 NBA draft after a really solid showing at Kansas. He averaged 17 points. He averaged 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 45% field goal. He had that much hype. Everyone was already comparing him to Kobe. If you remember, everyone was calling him, like Maple Kobe and Canadian Kobe. So yeah, everyone thought he had potential to be a 20 points per game scorer in his career. And yeah, so he was drafted the first pick. It was a super weak draft class. Number 2 with Jabari Parker. Number 3 with Joel Embiid, who obviously took a few years to really settle in the NBA after those injuries. And then you had like Dante Exum, like Noah Vonleh. There's plays that weren't amazing. So yeah, he was drafted as first pick in a weak draft class. He went to the Cleveland Cavaliers, but that was the same summer that Mr. LeBron James decided to return back to Cleveland, and LeBron wanted to win now. He wasn't really content with trying to rebuild with a rookie, so the Minnesota Timberwolves and Cleveland Cavaliers did a trade. It involved Anthony Bennett, Wiggins of course, Thaddeus Young, for Kevin Love. If you remember at the time, Kevin Love was like the best big man in the league, averaging 28 points, 11 rebounds. So in his first season, Wiggins, he went on to average 17 points, 2 assists, 4.5 rebounds, shot 43% from the field, 31% from 3, and that was good enough to win Rookie of the Year. So in his first season, we really started to see glimpses of how good he could be in the league. Obviously, the transition from college to NBA can be a bit of a struggle for some players, but straight out the gates, we saw Wiggins looking like a walking bucket. Then the second season came, sophomore year. He averaged 20.7 points, 2 assists, 3.5 rebounds, shot an amazing 46% field goal, and 30% from 3. So once again, an increase in points. The same number. He doesn't average a lot of assists. That's like that comparison. Kobe Bryant. He's not a great passer, but he can put the ball in the bucket. That's what he is. He is a walking bucket, as evident by a 46% field goal. So good efficiency, good points. Then the third season came. Now, in the first 2 years, he always had potential to be a future All-Star, but this is the third season where everyone really started to get a taste of Andrew Wiggins. He went on to average 23.6 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, shot 45% from the field, 35% from the 3, which was a career high for him as well. And yeah, everyone just thought he was a future All-Star by then. So much so, he got paid a 5-year extension worth $145.6 million. So now we're entering his 4th year. Minnesota, they're starting to look promising. You already have a generational big man in Karl Anthony Towns still rising. You have Andrew Wiggins, he just came off his best year. He has, 21-year-old averaging 23 points already. So Minnesota like, hey, let's pull the trigger and let's bring in Jimmy Butler, who just came off his best season in Chicago. So they shipped off some young players. They shipped off Zach LaVine, their pick, which ended up being Lauri Markkanen, and Chris Dunn as well. So yeah, so they have a big 3 all of a sudden. And Wiggins, his production did dip. He went on to average 17 points, 2 assists, 4.4 rebounds, 43% from the field, and 33% from 3. So Minnesota, they tried to jam them all through together, and they weren't actually too bad. I think the Timberwolves were like the 4th seed before Jimmy Butler got injured, and he came back and ended up going to playoffs just to, lose in the first round to the Rockets or whatever. But this was the season where he did take a dip. Everyone thought he could still be a good scorer next to Jimmy, and it just didn't quite work out like that. So they finally shipped Jimmy off because he requested a trade. He went to Minnesota. They got in return like Robert Covington, Dario Saric, Jared Bayless. And yeah, everyone's thinking, this is Wiggins' redemption year. He had that one bad year because of Jimmy Butler kind of stunted his growth and made him a bit scared, didn't produce as much. So in his 5th year now, Jimmy Butler's gone. He wanted to average 18 points, 2.5 assists, 4 rebounds, shot 41% from the field, 34% from 3. And now this was the season, everyone's calling him overpaid. This was the first year of his extension, was it? No, the second year of his extension. Everyone's now thinking he's overpaid. And everyone just started to think those first few years was a fluke. He'd never get back to that level of scoring. And yeah, it was just a shame. Like, everyone was saying, oh, Minnesota just stuck with him. It's just Karl-Anthony Towns and some bum on that big contract, you know? But now this season, he worked really hard in the summer. He really wanted to fight everyone's expectations. And now we're seeing Andrew Wiggins dropping 25 points a game. Only, 15 game season, so small sample size, of course. Decent sample size, really. 3.5 assists, which is actually a career high. Remember, I said he's not renowned for his pass, but he's averaging nearly 4 assists, really, so that's also amazing. 5 rebounds, another career high. 47% field goal. So those 4 categories are all career highs. So he's averaging 25 points on 47% field goal. That's sensational. And he's 33% from 3. So he's never really had that 3-ball pat down, but that's fine. His career high defensive rating is also his career best at 107, which is still kind of pretty bad. But nonetheless, it's improvement anyways. And yeah, so Jimmy Butler leaving, and I guess this was his first really full season to try and, get back under that 3rd season. He was on that slope of just keep going up every season, looking like that all-star. Everyone thought after the 3rd year he signed that extension, he was an all-star. He was a potential all-star. And then Jimmy Butler came, kind of stunted his growth, and then he's starting to finally get back to that level of being a sensational scorer. In his 3rd year, his usage rate was 28.6. When Jimmy came, it went down to 22.8%, so that's a 6% less usage rate. But now, this season, it's gone back up to 28.6, and he's playing at a fast pace of 105. So he's ticking all the boxes. Minnesota doing alright. I remember watching him against my Heat. Wiggins went off in that 4th quarter. He hit like 4 threes. So yeah, he's really been lining up this season, and everyone calling him a bust there now, or eating their words, because Andrew Wiggins is back. He had those first 3 amazing years. Well, they're amazing. You could say they're amazing, yeah. First few amazing years, and then he struggled a bit those few seasons, 2 seasons or whatever, he kind of struggled. But now he's finally back, and he's got to be a future All-Star, right? I don't think he'll be an All-Star this season, depending on how Minnesota's win-loss will be. If they're in the East, potentially, maybe. But yeah, him and Cat, obviously, are 2 good building blocks. I don't think you can call Wiggins overpaid anymore. The overpaid, like, if you're calling someone overpaid, I'm expecting them to be like Hassan Whiteside, Chandler Parsons, those type of players, Tyler Johnson. But like Andrew Wiggins, he does not deserve to be in that category. Keep in mind, he's still 24 years old, and he's already averaging 25 points a game on 47% field goal, so the potential is only just keep getting better from here. Oh, he will be an All-Star one day, I believe. It's got to be. Karl-Anthony Towns is already an All-Star. He's an amazing player. In my eyes, the best center in the league. And then you have Jarrett Culver, a good defensive player that's only going to get better as well. So now Minnesota, they're starting to get those few building blocks. That Jimmy Butler trade did really set them back, sadly, because they were on a... look at their young core that they would have Lauri Markkanen, Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, of course, Karl-Anthony Towns, and that's just a good starting five right there, isn't it? And then obviously you have Jarrett Culver now. So they did go backwards with that Jimmy Butler trade. He did take him to the playoffs, but was it really worth it for a first-round exit? Not really. And if that trade never happened, maybe Wiggins would be averaging like 28 points a game. Who knows? Maybe he'd be an all-star by now. But yeah, that trade did set them back. But now Minnesota on that right track again of becoming a decent team. And dare I say, if they get one more piece in Karl-Anthony Towns and Jarrett Culver, of course, and Andrew Wiggins keep improving, they might prove to be a decent playoff team in the West. Obviously, if they were in the East, I reckon they would be a playoff team, but since it's the West, it is a bit tough out there. But if Wiggins can keep continuing this strong development game we are seeing, hey, we might see an all-star soon. Hopefully this season, that would be pretty dope. I do like Wiggins' game. He got a lot of uncalled for hate, really. Like, people seem to forget quick that he was averaging 23 points as a 21-year-old, or 22-year-old, whatever it was. He can ball. That man can put the ball in the bucket. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for me. I do believe Andrew Wiggins hopefully will be an all-star soon. Like I said, we'll be cool to see him this season. I don't think it will be, though. Maybe next season if Minnesota be, better. They're a decent team now, but if they're better next season, they'll only just improve his odds, right? So yeah, if you did go enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, help your boy out. Nearly at 400 subs. The support lately's been amazing. Come join the support. why not? Wouldn't kill you. But yeah, till next time, fellas, it's been your boy Russo, and yeah, peace.